No better place to enjoy a hot summer day than out boating in the beautiful Gulf waters and around Tampa Bay. But if you're going to spend time in the water, it's critical to follow boating safety protocol. That's why we wanted to talk with BM2 Drew Barnard. He is stationed with the Coast Guard in St. Pete. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for what you do, your service. We appreciate
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, and it's such a great time to get people ready to enjoy the water in the safest way possible. So let's start before you even leave the pier. What are the things, the sort of checklist you might need to go through?
So if you're going to be going out on the water, we highly encourage boaters to have a plan. So if you're going out, let somebody know where you're at, where you're going. Maintain some kind of communication with them, whether it's a cell phone or if it's a radio that you have. That's like the key thing, because that's going to help us in our search and rescue efforts. God forbid that we have to go out there and get you. But if we know where you were and where you were supposed to be, that's going to help our efforts a lot more in being able to locate you. And also making sure that you have like required equipment on board, a Coast Guard approved life jackets, fire extinguishers, flares, a PLB, which is a personal locator beacon, a radio if you have one with channel 16, know how to use channel 16. All of those things are going to critically help us in our search and rescue efforts if we have to go out and look for you.
Let's talk about big picture before you get to that point. What are some of the common boater mishaps, mistakes, just things that when you see them happen, say, oh my gosh, this could have been avoided if. What are some of the biggest things that people do, boaters do, to find themselves in peril?
So a popular saying that we always have is a prepared boater is a safe boater, as well as a sober boater is a safe boater. There is a substantial amount of boating accidents that we run into where it's boating under the influence. They're unfamiliar with the waters. They don't know how to navigate properly in the waters, shoal waters, like shallower areas. They think that everywhere is just deep, so they run aground. They're unaware of their surroundings. They don't check their local notice to mariners to know when storms are coming in, things like that. Is what we run into a lot, is just people not typically being prepared and also not having the correct equipment on board. It's also important, not getting into it too much, but some boats are typically supposed to have bilge pumps on board, which pump out the water out of the boat, and people will launch their boat, forget to put the drain plug in, and now they're taking on water, and their bilge pumps don't work, so it can't pump out the water, and they end up sinking. That's something that we run into.
Right, so you see some of those beginner mistakes or bad judgment mistakes. I'm so glad you brought up the DUI aspect, because under the influence aspect, because people get casual. They think, okay, this isn't a busy road, I'm on the water, but no, there's never a place for that. Something you mentioned too, you can avoid a lot of this if you are knowledgeable, and you can get some great knowledge because you guys have boating classes that you provide.
Yes, we do. Yeah, our boater safety courses are provided by our Coast Guard Auxiliary, and you can look them up online and schedule with them to take a boater safety course. It's not required, but it is highly recommended and encouraged that people get them, because the more you know when you go out there, the better off you're going to be.
Do you have any information you can share with us as we wrap things up about hurricanes last year in particular, how they may have affected navigation? And again, remember, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to boating, but you may be able to provide some context in terms of how those changed the landscape of boating, anything that we need to look out for.
Yes, so with the hurricane that we had last year, it damaged a lot of our aids to navigation. So when people are out on the water, we have range markers, which are very tall towers with white flashing lights that'll indicate where you are in the channel. We have red markers, green markers, and those indicate what side of the channel you're supposed to be on, whether you're outgoing or inbound. And a lot of those got damaged in the hurricane, and when people rely on those to navigate safely on the water and they're not there, they don't know where they're going per se, they don't know where the channel is, and then they end up drifting into shallower water, and then that has led to more boating accidents happening as well. So like I talked about earlier with local notice to mariners, it's very important. You can go on NOAA's website. District 7 is our district, and you can look up the Gulf, and then you can find all the aids to navigation, local notice to mariners. I'll show you which aids are damaged, broken,
so
things
helpful.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Love talking with you. Such an important message, especially this time of year, but all year in this area. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.